Wow, DC on a roll, huh? After the huge hit that was the Snyder Cut, people are just buzzing on DC. So I guess they were like, all right, James Gunn, you can let your first trailer for your Suicide Squad movie out of its cage, because that's pretty much what it feels like. So yeah, we have our first trailer for The Suicide Squad. I guess DC really wants there to be a good Suicide Squad movie. They really want to get that off the ground. And I didn't hate the first Suicide Squad movie. In fact, I loved it when it first came out. Now, almost 5 years later, I do see some problems with it for sure, but I still don't flat out hate it, but most people do. So now they're giving it another try. This time they're making it rated R, which I guess rated R DC movies are just the way to go these days. Because now there are quite a few of them. Let's list them off. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, Joker, Birds of Prey, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's 4 right there, which all came out in the past like 5 years. And now we have The Suicide Squad, rated R, red band trailer. And so here we go. First off, of course, Margot Robbie is once again back as Harley Quinn, because you can't have a Suicide Squad movie without her. Although Cassandra Cain is nowhere in sight. Going off the events of Birds of Prey, spoiler alert, at the end of that movie, Harley Quinn took Cassandra Cain in as her apprentice, but I'm pretty sure this movie is just shrugging that off entirely. I feel like this movie is just completely disregarding Birds of Prey. Like, yeah, that never happened. Harley Quinn just went from one Suicide Squad movie to another. I hope that's not the case though, because I really like Birds of Prey. It was, in fact, the best DC movie of 2020, so don't disregard it. I will say though, I like Harley's look in this movie a lot more than her look in Birds of Prey, going back to her regular color scheme of red and black. Although this look in particular, it does remind me a lot of Arkham City Harley Quinn, which is one of my favorite Harley designs, so that's just not a bad thing. As for the rest of the crew in this new Suicide Squad movie, these guys are like really the unknowns. Like, of course, I've never heard of more than half of these characters before they were announced to be in this movie, which was James Gunn's intent. He knows that a lot of the general audience has never heard of most of these characters, so he's gonna play that up in this movie, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's starting to sound a little familiar. Yeah, you know, there was that other movie he did the same thing with, where he took characters that most people didn't know, including myself, and he put them in a really fun movie, and now people flat out love them. Yeah, it's no fucking wonder that James Gunn got this job. So I feel like this movie is going to be James Gunn Unleashed, like how the Snyder Cut was Zack Snyder Unleashed. This movie's gonna be like James Gunn just giving it all he's got, like he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Although with Guardians of the Galaxy, which I really love, it's one of my favorite MCU movies, he did give it all he had. He poured all of his love into it, but he still had that PG-13 barrier blocking him from going all the way. Now in the Suicide Squad, we got an R rating, so he can just go all the way. This red band trailer perfectly showcases that. James Gunn did say that this movie is the most fun he's ever had making a film, so there is that, but then again, he says that with every movie he makes, so there that is. And in this Suicide Squad mission, it is the same shtick as before with Amanda Waller, once again played by Viola Davis. She implants neck bombs in them just like she did before, and you know, if they stray from the mission even a little bit, they die. If they try to escape, they die. If they provide false information, they die. Pretty funny scene where they're talking about that on the roof.
We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die.
What? No.
If you cough without covering your mouth.
Harley, although that isn't an open invitation for you to cough without covering your mouth.
Yeah, Idris Elba's in this movie. He's pretty much filling in the shoes that Will Smith had in the first one. There was a rumor for a while that he was replacing Will Smith and playing Deadshot, but he's not. He's playing a different character entirely. He's playing Bloodsport, who I've never heard of before this movie. But that's fine because it's Idris Elba. He's always been a badass, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be a complete badass in this rated R movie. Also, Peacemaker, played by John Cena. Perfect casting because we all know that John Cena is actually crazy in real life. He described his character Peacemaker as a douchey Captain America, someone who's willing to fight for liberty no matter the cost, kind of like the Punisher, but more cartoony. Peacemaker is a character that you're gonna want to keep your eye on because he is in fact getting his own TV series after this movie. It's gonna be on HBO Max. It's gonna be directed by James Gunn, so that's coming. I'm looking forward to that. The first TV series in the DC Extended Universe. So yeah, keep your eye on Peacemaker in this movie. You wanna know who steals this trailer though? We all know who it is. Yeah, it's King Shark. He has some of the best moments in this trailer. I'm not just talking about the hand thing, even though that was pretty funny. No, I'm talking about the violent moments. The scene where he takes a guy and just goes, nom nom, and then he just chomps on him. That was hilarious. But he also has the most beautiful scene in this trailer. Yeah, I'm talking about where he rips the guy in half. That's gorgeous. That's just art. I also love the song in this trailer, Dirty Work by Steely Dan, Dan of Steel. I've known that song for years. And it's a great song. I'm a fool to do your dirty work. Oh yeah. And it totally fits in the vibe of the trailer. The lyrics make sense because the Suicide Squad is very dirty work. And of course it's James Gunn, so there's going to be classic rock in this movie. There's just no way around that. That's just his style. And then at the end of the trailer, boom! Oh my god, what is that? That's right, folks, we have Starro in this movie. Holy shit, really? I don't know that much about Starro in the comics. I know that Starro's kind of like a hive mind kind of thing, like a parasite. It like takes over people's minds, kind of like the Bo-Rock and Bionicle. Their little mask things would take over the Toa. Oh yeah, that's a deep cut. Looks cool though. Looks pretty. So yeah, in the end, the Suicide Squad looks completely chaotic and fucking nuts. Pretty much exactly what I expected it to be. It's gonna be James Gunn unleashed, it's gonna be crazy, and so that's that. I love the poster too. Very different from the posters we got for the first Suicide Squad movie. Hopefully more people will like this one. We'll see. So the first trailer for The Suicide Squad. Have you watched it yet? What do you think about it? And do you think more people will like this movie than the first one? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.